Hi everyone, welcome to a Senior Citizens Forum. I'm Janice Wood, your host, and the Senior Citizens Forum is presented by Benefits for You 2 Insurance Services. At Benefits for You 2 Insurance Services, our specialty is Medicare insurance, and we also do health insurance. If you're watching those commercials on television or getting mail or emails or text messages about getting $125 back for your Part B premium, and make sure before you do that you know what your benefits are, because a lot of times you're going to be losing those really good benefits, and that's not where you should be going. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. I'd love to be able to help you. But today I'm with Johnny Hung, and he's been on my show in previous seasons, and we love talking about life insurance together. It's something that he is an expert on. He has helped a couple of my personal friends who are definitely seniors with their policies and understanding what's going on, and they love working with Johnny. He's very knowledgeable, and he loves to make sure people are getting what they actually need in life insurance. And Johnny and I were just talking, and we're going to go into it a couple of different subjects. But did you realize that if you bought a whole life insurance policy, that you can use that as a savings account? Is that true, Johnny?
Well, first of all, Janice, thank you for having me on your show once again.
You're welcome.
I feel honored to be in once more. And yes, informing seniors such as life insurance product is my honor. And a lot of time there's a lot of confusion. So today I'll do my best to answer this question. And Janice just asked me, seniors use whole life insurance as saving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the simple answer is yes. Many do, but initially that might not have been the way it was designed. But over the years, the policy has changed its purpose. Initially, the kids were young, or they were in the beginning of their life. Now everybody's on their own. Now the senior's wondering, what do they do with the policy? First of all, is that a whole policy? Is that a term policy? Is it a universal policy? So those distinctions must be made before we come to a conclusion that we should use this for savings.
Right, but if I bought a term insurance policy, which means temporary, really,
Yes.
okay, I'm not going to be able to use it for a savings. It's just going to be what that face amount is.
Most of the time, you're right, Janice. And this is where you really want to capture the term insurance advantage of becoming a whole life policy. So there's a rule in term life insurance policy where if you do this soon enough, you're able to continue beyond the years by converting the policy into a whole life policy. So then, if a senior has a term life, they could decide whether to turn that into a saving policy from going forward from that moment on.
Okay, so my understanding of what a term policy is that I'm going to buy, say, $1 million worth of coverage, okay? And the term policy is going to be, the premium is going to be less than if I bought $1 million of whole life insurance. But as time goes on, I'm able to convert it to whole life?
Correct. Based on some of the products that you should correctly purchase, and depending on your age of the client, all those are possibility. But let's just say if it is not a possibility that the policy was designed within the mind of expiring, yes, then one must be ready for that actually happening.
Okay. So if I took the $1 million worth of term insurance and I wanted to keep my premium low, would I now be losing less in what my
In mathematically,
yeah,
yes, you
yeah.
have to, because you are paying less for the less premium or more for more premium. And insurance are designed based on your age and your qualification. So it is very important to utilize your age when deciding how much life insurance you want to purchase and what kind of life insurance you want to purchase.
Okay. So if I'm all of a sudden I'm 60 years old and my term insurance is coming due, is it a good idea, because all of a sudden now the money that I put into that term insurance is going to go away? Is that a good time to take it and move it over to a whole life insurance policy?
Absolutely, anytime is a good time, but a lot of time we should do this with the plan in mind. A lot of us would use milestones such as retirement or other type of a denomination situation to plan out an action to convert a policy or change a policy. But it should be designed with everything else in mind, because some of the policy could also be a risk analyzer to really put a protection around the things that you need. And prematurely discontinuing policy might not be the best reason just because you're old or you need the money.
Okay. So from what I understand, the benefits, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, if I took that term insurance, because either it's going to go away or the premium is going to become extremely high because of my age, all right, because I've had it where people have seen it quadruple, okay, in the premium because of age, okay, or a certain amount of time is up, and I take it and I convert it. You talked about savings. Is it better for me to keep that money in an insurance policy, like a whole life, or would I make more money in the bank?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. And first of all, you can never be wrong, Janice. You're always gonna be right.
I like that. Now, can I take that home and
Yeah,
talk
of
to
course,
her?
you should own it. And insurance wise, there's no really correct or right way. Again, you should really design the policy the way you need it. But ultimately, this is where I noticed that not one policy fits everyone. You should talk to your agents and ask every time, are we going the right direction? Because preparing for longevity has now become such a big issue that insurance premium is not the problem, Janice. It's actually the solution to a lot of the problem. However, we can't obtain a policy at a certain age because it becomes unobtainable.
Mm-hmm.
So going up in premium is a big concern. But when there's a purpose, we are glad to have insurance policy as one of the solutions.
Okay. But if I put my money in the bank, I'm going to make something like
Correct.
nothing.
Yes.
I mean, I put money in the bank, and what do you get?
Exactly. So
Almost nothing. Okay.
you sound like one of the clients that asked me the same question.
Okay.
A lot of times, there's many clients who feel generous. It says, I want to help somebody, like their family member, but they don't really have a lump sum or things of that nature, but they really want to leverage their money, their asset, hard-earned money. So one of the things that we teach them is to leverage it by simply, instead of saving dollar per dollar and giving it away as a dollar, why not purchase life insurance that has immediate value from the day one, with the certainty that no matter what happens to you, that your loved ones will be obtaining that life insurance benefit, regardless of what year, or if you have saved up to that amount. So life insurance is very valuable, not only for the tax savings and other advantages for the beneficiary, it brings peace of mind to you as a payer who says, instead of me saving at a low interest rate environment, why not do something better so that this money becomes more valuable for the one that I love?
Yeah. So from what my understanding is, okay, that I'm going to get a higher percentage I'm going to earn on my dollar in the insurance policy versus putting the money into the bank.
Yes. So unfortunately, it's not apple to apple comparison.
Okay.
So we cannot really say who comes out winner on this. But I could fight for the insurance side that first of all, we do not have a income tax situation. While leaving behind certain amount of money through other angle, you might have to leave a tax burden.
Mm-hmm.
And the CDs and those interest rates have never been significantly high enough for you to really be happy about. But one of the things that we compete is not the number of interest rate, but rather the time value of the time. Meaning, moment the day you purchase the product, you have a amount that needed to be accumulated over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, you have bought yourself for 19 years if
Okay.
you did pass away now. And that is always a power of insurance. And sometimes that is so much greater than 2% interest you can gain more from the CD
Mm-hmm.
that I personally feel that life insurance has no competition when it comes to savings for the fact that our interest rate is the face value of the life insurance.
And it has a ceiling where you're protected, so
Yes,
if this-
there's a floor and a ceiling
right.
to make this product a very reliable, safe product. And at the same time, we do not promote it as a gaining product, such as a mutual funds or other gaining stuff. What we promote it as a protection. So if you are in a mindset of protecting somebody, utilizing life insurance to obtain the most amount of interest rate, most amount of benefit out of it, is been proven over the years, over several hundred years. And now that it includes a things such as illness, right? As you know, long-term care has become a Medicare's #1 enemy.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
so what you're saying, I can borrow to use that for my medical?
No, actually, you could do better than that.
Okay.
A lot of times that did happen in the past. People would cash out their whole life insurance policy, not because they're having fun, but rather they're in an emergency. They don't have the funds to get through. And a lot of time, those are a medical emergencies.
Right.
So we talked about insurance where you don't have to die to use. And a lot of times, those are favorable situations for young and healthy people. But as we get older, those becomes very hard to qualify for. But there's insurance that you could obtain that has all in one, that says if you die, your children or beneficiary will receive them. But if you get sick along the way, you're able to use them as your own illness money.
Right. So like if you're on Medicare insurance
Well,
and you have straight Medicare,
Mhm.
which I call original Medicare,
Correct.
which is part A and B
Correct.
only. You don't have a supplemental plan or a Medicare Advantage plan. You have that 20% that you now have to pay.
correct, right.
So you can take against your whole life policy, borrow it to pay that 20%.
You could do that, or you could also cash out the policy yourself.
Okay.
You could say, you know what, insurance company, I've started this policy XYZ years ago, but now I have a need for illnesses. I have a qualifying situation, I'd like to cash out my benefit. By doing so, my beneficiary will not receive it, but I would receive it while I'm alive. And that would help me have a quality in my life. So that is becoming a new trend in the senior, where a lot of time leaving a small policy that needs to be collected while once they're passed away is too late.
Mhm.
They might need them while they're alive. And any policy that clients obtain with me or in our company, what we try to do is make sure that not only are they putting their money in a better situation than a CD or saving, that they could actually utilize before they pass away and give it to their loved ones.
And the beauty of that, if you're interested in your taxes, is you're not being taxed for it, as you would be if you had the money in the bank.
Yeah,
Or a
so
CD.
we love this. IRS might not, but income tax. We are insurance. There's a tax code 101 that prevents us from being part of the income tax. However, a lot of viewers must know that it is still part of the estate taxes. Though, so that's why there are a lot of seniors who use estate tax gift exclusion to purchase life insurance to make it a completely tax-free, including estate. So we have many different options, but the seniors should not be afraid to search out for better opportunity. Times have changed. We're no longer using flip phones. Why are we using CDs? So there's seniors out there who still are trying to figure out how to leave more for their kids. I don't know why.
Okay.
But at the same time, I like to say, if you're going to use that kindness of your heart, why not go extra step and talk to an agent and say, what is the most effective way for me to leave a life insurance policy for the one I love? And it might not be the right policy.
Right.
You might need something else. You might actually need to invest in long-term care 100%, because if something does happen, you might actually need help more than your beneficiaries.
But you can also use that money to help start a college fund for
Yes, that's the
family,
goal. That is
for your
ultimately the goal.
grandchildren.
Yes,
Okay.
that's ultimately the best case scenario. That's where it really goes far. To have a leverage this hard-earned dollar that the seniors are earning and saving, and to pass it down to next generation with the leverage and other benefits that you could put in, it becomes powerful. And I love to assist with clients who has a intention of leaving legacy behind.
Oh, that's so important. But I want to go back and clarify something real quickly, because we talked about being a tax savings for life insurance, where you're going to have the tax saving on a whole life insurance, but you're not going to have that tax saving on a term. Am I?
Well, if you receive the money as a beneficiary, it doesn't matter which insurance you received it from, term, whole life,
right.
or universal life, death benefit and the sickness benefit is always income tax free.
Okay.
Yes, I think you're talking about the cash value of the product.
Right.
Then obviously term life does not have a cash value, so it can be taxed anyways.
Okay.
However, if it is a universal insurance or whole life, there's several ways to obtain the policy without directly paying income tax on it. And there is so many benefits to it, but yes, you're right.
Okay. So I want to leave the tax area. I just want to get that
Yes.
clarified. Okay. So I'm watching television. Okay. And I see this nice young man come on, and he's talking about, I can provide you insurance without any underwriting to seniors, so specifically targeting the senior population. It doesn't matter if you're 60 or you're 85, they're going to provide you an insurance policy. What should I be looking for?
Yes, so first of all, that is true. It is available, and there are a lot of men and women who's advertising that. And I also represent many companies in our agency that could provide an insurance for 50 to 80-year-old, up to 80, actually 85, without medical underwriting. However, there is nothing better than being fully underwritten for ultimately the best policy we could provide. But there are a lot of many seniors who says that health underwriting becomes more difficult every day. For those, we do have a policy that doesn't need an underwriting. And if you are one of those who cannot obtain it because of physical situation, I would strongly look into that, because it is a still very viable sort of saving for your family.
I mean, because when I'm listening to them talk, they're like, the premiums seem so low, but they're not talking about the amount of.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. So
It's-
it's not an advertising gimmick at all. It's
Yeah.
actually more of a vague information. So we see a lot of industry uses this example, like some people receive this amount, or some
Right.
people pay this amount. But insurance premiums are very competitive. For seniors, I see even for a few $100s, they can get final expenses ready. They can get all the burial things ready, even the emergency things ready, simply by utilizing some of the leftover from their monthly pensions or security checks. So, yeah, insurance is not that expensive for everybody. Ultimately, your age and your sex and your health will make all the final determination. The insurance has improved. Longevity has made it more affordable for anybody, and I think I'll be maybe the first one to say this to everybody. But 65 is not old anymore. It is becoming a
No.
situation where we're still working. We're still prime of our life. So obtaining insurance at 65 or 70 or even 80s are still happening today. It's just, first of all, you just gotta find someone, or maybe could analyze whether you really need this or not. There's nothing better than leaving an insurance as a legacy. However, maybe your legacy could be left in some other way. So talk to your agent, talk to Janice, talk to me, and we'll gladly analyze it for you.
Right. Because for life insurance, Johnny is so knowledgeable. I've picked up a lot of information just from
blushing.
talking to him. Well, he shouldn't be blushing because I'm sitting here looking at all these awards in his office. So I know he's doing something right with his clients by looking at all the different things that I've seen
I've
in
been
here.
blessed. I've been blessed, and I do have a
Oh.
passion. So
Yeah.
I kind of leverage that much as I can. But I feel like we should all be like that with our own policies, because it's a beautiful thing to help someone, help yourself,
Right.
leveraging it, making the most out of today's world. And there's no secret today, but I feel like this is the best kept secret in the world that a lot of people don't utilize and a lot of people don't really try to look into because they heard it differently. And I don't know who they heard it from, but I like to let you know that there is a different way.
And the insurance world is a world that requires a lot of education to understand what's going on in it. It has so many different facets, and if I want to sell life insurance, I want to be a specialist, just like I am in the Medicare field. And where Johnny is, he is a specialist in the life insurance area, and I know from going on some calls with him that he's really good and personable, and I've gotten great feedback from my people that I've referred him to.
Thank you.
So it's really good. So Johnny, this has been a lot of fun.
Appreciate it.
I'm so happy to be in your office.
Me
It's
too.
my honor, okay?
Thank you for
And
coming.
we're gonna have posts on how to get a hold of Johnny, and we're also gonna have information on how to get a hold of me. So thank you for watching a Senior Citizens Forum, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.